This is what the Bosch water pump looks in its rough fitting. The trick is you've got to have this that will fit underneath your back blue panel here on this side. You got to remember the black side skirts will be right there. Also, you want to have enough. There's about, I'd say 3/4 of an inch between this metal and this plastic. And there's a sweet spot where if you have less plastic tubing, then you have less rattling. Now the next thing I need to do, I'm going to figure out how to do this, is this exit tubing, which goes from the head back to the radiator, all the way back up to here, and goes to the radiator, or the hot water. I'm either going to take this and plug it in right here. See if I can do this with one hand. Probably not that well. Oh. Look at that. Okay, as you can see, that doesn't quite look right because it's bulging out right there. What I need to do is have it come straight underneath here and then up to the head. And then what I think I will do is take one of these, which I've used on the radiator, and I may just put one of these in between somewhere here. It's a 90-degree elbow where the water can come out and then just go straight down like right through here and go underneath this this panel right here. Depending on, it's a trade-off. You can either have really nice, straight, clean plumbing lines, but the more that you do that, the more you have chances for leaks, because you've got a hose clamp here and a hose clamp here. It would be nice if they had some kind of secret place that makes form-fitting hoses or you had a machine that could do that. They probably do have something like that, and they charge you, $85 a hose. And it's like, well, that's total bullshit. Not when you can buy a $2 brass fitting right here. And that is brass. That's brass. And let's see. Those are copper washers. Okay, and now I'll have to do the same thing with the front of this. What I'll do is I'll bring out a pan of boiling water. Once I get the hose exactly where I want it, as far as that I'm going to hook it up to right here, then I'll put it in the boiling water and I will attach it. But before I do all that, I have to make sure see if I can take this off. I have to make sure that the radiator is exactly where I want it, because I can pull the radiator out like this. I can go like this. I need to be able to get at the radiator fluid. I'll need to get at the overflow, and you will need an overflow, and I put a little bucket right down in here for the overflow, which is really good, because when you're first starting these up, some cylinder heads come with a vent bolt right here. So when you fill them up with radiator fluid, you can vent all the air out right here, and then you just screw it back down. Well, these don't come that way, so what you have to do is kind of start the bike up, get it warm, and it burps. It'll burp air out of the radiator into the I forget what it's called. You can hear it out there racing at the raceway. I just love the sound of those cars. It reminds me of the 60s and 70s when I used to hear that a lot. Well, little by little, it's coming together. We're going in Memorial Day, and there's a whole lot of people where I work, and they don't want to work, and they want to take the day off, and they come up with excuses, and I just have to tell the boss, hey, I'll pull my weight, but these other people, you're going to have to get them to do the jobs. So you can see where the Bosch water pump comes right down there, and you don't want to get that around the pipe at all. You don't want to get the, you want to have your wiring all put away. What I do with these water pumps and other things, I will use, and I don't know if I have any right here, maybe I do, but I have a bunch of these little tiny bungee straps right here. These are great. If you can see them, you go down and buy these at a hardware store, but they're great for either holding the pipes up right here, down in here, or holding wiring away from the hot exhaust. As you can see, this wiring hasn't been put on, but if that was on, it'd be burned through in about a flying heartbeat. It's just little things. There's so much to do, and I've spent so much time in this. I'm getting depressed. I don't know if it's ever going to come together. It's just the longer it takes, the more I'm getting depressed. I just need to really buckle under, turn my damn cell phone off, because the only people call me, they want to take my energy for some reason. And just sit out here in the sun. It's about 6 o'clock at night. And hopefully it won't rain. It's been raining. Hey, cat. And get all this put together. Then, of course, after the bike is put together, then I'll start adding things. I'll add the racing voice and reeds. I'll add the 33mm Cedco carburetor, and I'll have to rejet it. I'm going to add the Malossi clamshell $150 clutch. I'll have to put the NYC rotor kit in. And I have to be real careful with that, because a lot of people told me they have a strip out problem, which is bullshit. You pay $250, it should not have a strip out problem on the keyway, let alone there's no directions on the keyway. So things are coming together. All the panels are painted black. They're going to look good. Everything's going to look good. The one thing, you know, a lot of guys out there, a lot of people out there say, look, why don't you get this damn thing done? Why don't you go? I'll tell you what. If I didn't have to make a video every 3 minutes detailing what I'm doing, I could get this bike done a lot faster. But for some of you new guys that don't know anything about this, and that have questions and you don't have anyone to ask, then you can always come back and look at these videos, because it's just basically a time in my life. So there's the Bosch water pump in place. There's the other hosing. Here's where the other hose is going to go. New wheels have got to go on. New tires have got to go on. And slowly by slowly, and God willing, I'm going to get this bitch running. God, look at that pipe. Man. You know, if I had a pipe like that, I'd have girlfriends all over the place. DIOSpeedDEMON, signing off.